I mean, the snake theme can only go so far. You've got pythons, cobras. Major Blood, are the Fangs ready to attack G.I. Joe headquarters? Well, they're all being repaired from our last battle. We've only got one operational. Then send the one. But that'll be a suicide mission. And your point? Okay, Gary, you heard him. It's you versus the entire G.I. Joe team. Cobra! Alright, Gary, this is your chance to show Cobra what you can do. All those years of training have led to this. Let's do it. Nice shot. Thanks. Hey Joe fans, I'm Joe Fan82 here with another action figure and vehicle review. This is for the G.I. Joe Cobra F.A.N.G from the G.I. Joe Retro Series by Hasbro. This came out this year in 2021. And this is based on the vintage Fang. And this is it in the box. I got mine through a pre-order from Walmart from their website, and it was delivered in a bag. So the box didn't show up perfectly. There are some nicks and bangs here on the corners, which if I was a mint in box guy, I would be really upset about. But since I'm going to be opening it, it's not a huge deal for me. But buyer beware if you are buying from Walmart. Here's the back of the box. Nice product shot. And the figure, which we will take a closer look at later, and the file card. And the file card says Cobra Pilot, Roll Gyrocopter Pilot, Primary Specialty Aerial Combat, Secondary Specialty Hand-to-Hand, Birthplace in various countries. Cobra Air Troopers are basic infantry grunts with wings. Like ravenous mosquitoes on a summer night, they swoop down on their targets. Nice that they're still including those file cards. And we've got some more logos here on the box, on the top, G.I. Joe Cobra Enemy, and another product shot there on the bottom. So let's open it up. Here they are out of the box. As I said, these are based on the vintage Fang released in 1983. I'm not sure if this is a complete redesign or if there is some partial usage for the tooling for the previous version, but this is different than the previous releases for this vehicle, and but it still bears the Fang silhouette. You can really tell what it is. It retains that black and red color scheme that is iconic with this vehicle. The front laser or gun or whatever you want to call it is here on the ball joint, and it's really not a ball joint. It only moves up and down. It looks like it should go all the way around and have more angles, but it doesn't. And we've got some really nice sculpting there on the exposed engine parts, I guess, underneath, and some nice rivets on the sculpt on the body of the craft here, and some more exposed engine. And it comes with these two skinny missiles. They say Fang 76X3-6, and these sit not exactly securely here on the side. They kind of fall off kind of easily if you mess with them too much. The rear tail maintains that red propeller that really doesn't move all that much. Some really awesome, great detail on the sculpt for the engine. Really like this. Nice attention to detail here. But it also lends to some issues that I'll discuss a little bit later. The pilot's seat is molded in the same plastic, same gray plastic as the engine, and nice details on the stick, and this little decal here for the console is nice as well. Some nice detail on that. The propeller continues using that same gray plastic. Some nice detail on the sculpt in the middle there, and we've got some couple Stay Clear stickers across the whole thing, across all both props, and some red decals on the ends. And the propeller doesn't move that well. You really got to push it here in the center to get a good turn with it. And just like on the vintage Fang, this one also comes with a gray missile located right on the bottom. and this is a decent size. It's solid gray plastic, looks like the same gray that we saw on the other parts of the vehicle, and a nice Cobra sticker there. In case you didn't know who made this, it was Cobra. And here is the Pilot. From what I understand, this is a completely new design, new figure, never before seen in the G.I. Joe line. He's got a blue, a kind of a brightish blue jumpsuit with black accents and a bright red helmet and darker red across his shoulders. There's lots of great detail in the sculpt on this, which I think is really nice. And let's take a closer look at that head sculpt. He's got kind of a Star-Lord thing going on here. This helmet is removable. I'm not a huge fan of the helmet. It doesn't really stay on that well. It's a little bit loose, and it doesn't match the same red that's on his shoulders. I would have preferred a little bit of a darker red. But I really like the sculpt on this helmet and his mask. And notice one thing, the head goes all the way down to his neck. It's not cut off like we saw with some of the other 25th anniversary and then a couple of the other retro figures. So I really like that. He's got really nice web gear here. Lots of nice detail in the sculpt. Paint apps are a little light. Could have used a couple more maybe there in the center. And a couple teal spots right there, and then the holster for his pistol is in sort of a darkish teal color. He's got black gloves, black belt, black boots, black knee pads, and his pistol slides in very securely in that holster. And it's a nicely sculpted piece. Nice detail on there. I mean, simple, but nice detail. And this is actually not like typical Joe weapons where it is pretty rubbery, very, very soft, but he does hold it well. And overall, I would say the plastic on this figure feels lighter and more gummier than the other retro figures. This figure boasts some impressive articulation. This little piece here on the front comes out, and which will allow you to move the head pretty much all the way around if you wanted to. But still decent range of motion on the head, even with the bottom of the head coming all the way to the neck. And so he does have some nice up and down movement there. I'm going to plug this back in. And he's got his shoulders come up about that far and go all the way around. Single jointed elbows, I should say. 360 turn on the wrist, and then that other joint up and down laterally at the wrist. You can go up and down like so. So he does have a joint there in the torso, but is very well hidden by his secondary piece here, so you can't really see it at all, and so that limits the movement. His legs come up about so far. Actually, the legs are a little bit on the loose side. And a thigh cut here, which I don't know if we've ever seen on G.I. Joe figures at this scale, but there it is. And double jointed knees. And another cut at the boot, at the top of the boot. This is some classified level articulation we're seeing. And another bend at the top of the foot and rocker ankles. Some really nice poses that are possible with the added articulation for this figure, so something you might not expect, especially for a vehicle driver. Okay, so to get him in here, there are two holes in the front, right there by the stick, and his feet, or his legs, go into those holes. Not very easily, and you gotta kind of shove him down there, and then the hole in his back slides over that peg on the back of the seat, and he's in there pretty securely, I would say, with the peg there. But you really have to have him hold his gun, and with the gun in the holster kind of makes him not able to sit down all the way. So you kind of have to have the gun out like you see on the box art. And I'll mention my big issue with this vehicle just in general, not just this one, but even the vintage one. I don't like these exposed parts, like the exposed engine and on the front there, those exposed parts, it's not the most realistic thing. I mean, if they had some removable cover pieces, you know, that you could open up and see more detail, that would be cool. I think this vehicle seems a little small for the figure. He kind of looks like he's riding a go-kart a little bit. So I'm not a huge fan of this redesign for the Fang. I think if it was a little bit bigger, it would be better in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Guys, if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more from my channel, hit the subscribe button and that bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.